We've now changed that back.
Good.
So England, and I'll say this real quick, England isn't necessarily, well, first off, they have a whole different mindset.
No.
And I hope nobody's English here.
No.
They really have a whole different mindset, and they're not in a rush. They're not in, they just do things at their own time, and that's fine. But I feel as though the quality isn't quite as what it should be. You can't tell me that we can't get a bulb holders. No, the dash bulb holders. You used to take those little screw light bulbs and screw them into the bulb holder.
Yeah.
Well, what they did is you'd screw them into the bulb holder, and as soon as you put them in the gauge, they pop out into the gauge.
Oh, the bulb.
The bulb would pop out.
The last.
So,
were you having a problem with the newer screw-in bulb holders recently?
yes, we were, and we're trying to get that resolved. Now we're supposed to, all the harnesses that are being made now should have the new bulb holders on. And it got to be just, if you can think of that little minute little groove in the bulb holder, it just wouldn't accept the bulb anymore. It just wouldn't, it was a pain in the ass. You're redoing this car, you're screwing around with a bulb holder, what the hell's going on?
You spend more time with the bulbs than with the harness.
So we're gonna fix that. But just before, if anybody has any comments or concerns about the quality, please call us right away. That's, customers are numero uno for me. Go ahead.
Yeah, the silly thing about the bulb holders is that Moss had the same problem with the separate bulb holders, which we've been buying from Lucas. And they're the same bulb holder, but they got two wires coming out of the back of it. We got multiple back orders, so what do? We go ahead and get them manufactured. But we don't think 2 steps ahead, and we don't talk to other people in the business. So we have our bulb holders manufactured with the 2 bits of wires on the end. So they're totally useless for selling to the people making the wiring harnesses.
Yeah.
So if we'd have just thought about it, instead of just going, okay, we need to reproduce this part number, we would have been thinking we need to reproduce the base product so we can sell that to the wiring harness manufacturers so the wiring harness manufacturers can make proper wiring harnesses.
Another good thing is grommets. You think grommets would be a no-brainer. But grommets, first of all, are very expensive to produce, and but it's just one of those things that we're producing our own grommets now because we can't get them from England, and they're not making the ones we need, so we're starting to make our own.
Will you offer some shop assortments? I made a shop assortment of all your different connectors, the multiple size bullets, and I put it in a nice metal tray with compartments, and I put the crimper in there, and it's really nice. But have you thought of offering something like that to the shops? Here's a shop assortment of a whole bunch of stuff.
You made that suggestion to me in Texas.
And
that's when I first bought the business.
And I got you in the plastic butt company. So what the hell you been doing? You got one sale right here.
I've been working my ass off. And actually, I have to tell, Joe was responsible for me joining the BMTA.
Excellent.
He prodded me. He's like,
Good
did
rep.
you join that yet? Did you join that yet?
Great. He's too busy, Joe.
He's doing a landlord. He told us.
It won't be done for 10 years.
Trust me, my Morris is longer than his landlord.
So, man, how is the pricing? Does it fluctuate? I was surprised one year Boss actually reduced the list
I love that.
and reduced your cost. I'm going, wait a minute, I bought it last year at a higher price. I thought the price would go up infinitely. And all of a sudden they're selling them for cheaper. I thought, damn, I paid too much.
It's the exchange rate.
You just bought it.
And when we first, we got kind of whammy when we first bought British Wiring because the exchange rate was $2.05 for every pound. So we started, at the initial onset, I was starting to really be concerned because we were starting to get hammered. And conceivably, there was no real rhyme or reason as to why I don't understand, I never thought my income would be tied into the global economy. But now it's down to, it's not as low as it's ever been, but now I think it was trading Friday for $1.50. I turned it to $1.54. So for every pound, it's $1.54. So that's not bad. But it can, as Calvin can probably tell you, it just swings wildly sometimes as to. So you try to, and because we buy all year long, we don't necessarily have the
Spike.
we can't just.
You don't hedge your money.
Not a grocery store.
Well, what we do is, I'll tell you what we do is, because when the pound comes down, we buy pounds and we stick them in the bank.
Yeah.
So we're not, we've been able to hold that increase to a minimum now. Because we'll be able to just buy pounds, put them over in the bank, and then we'll use them at something else.
When you talk about the business running downhill, and then you also made a comment about marketing. Do you have plans for what you're going to do to keep it from running downhill? Changes, additions, marketing
He's
stuff,
going to
or
start selling
any?
those boxes with the...
Yeah.
Well,
We're going to sell pretzels and beer.
House party.
But to answer your question, I'm just always concerned about, and I don't lose sleep over it, but I'm always concerned about some kind of long range deal. Because I think if you're not proactive about something, then when it hits you in your ass, then you've got nobody to blame but yourself. So if you're not proactive, if you're not thinking about the next step, you don't have to take the next step. But if you're not thinking about the next step, then I think you're not really doing your job. So I just kind of alluded to the fact that I don't know, and this isn't really the scary part of it, but I don't know whether I'm at the peak of the wave. Did we get this at the peak of the wave, and now we're at the crest, and this thing over the next 10 years is going to steadily, or are we still? But I think that's where the proactiveness comes into this, and you change your, you might add product, maybe take product away, try to gain some kind of. I'm certainly not a marketing guru. I don't really think of myself as a big business person.
You're doing okay. You're doing all right. So,
But I'm just trying to forecast things. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
out loud.
in a sense, you're right. Nobody's going to chop up a wiring harness today like they used to do in the old days.
Correct.
When the car hit that low point of high school kid, and the free roll of blue wire, nobody's going to do that anymore.
I used to scavenge from old harnesses.
Sure.
I used to take bullets off and try to, back in the day. But
all right, folks. Well,
I know you do it.
we got to go. Thank you very much. Exactly.